If you want to get in the groove, mask up to get down, and make sure you stay 6 feet from stardom. Today, on A Place of Our Own, come take a tour of some of America's most iconic and famous landmarks, and then have the billion-dollar chance of a lifetime to make them your own. Are you ready to rock, fella? Welcome, I'm Pete Charles Sesko, and this is the thrift store Rundown's Place of Our Own. A Place of Our Own was designed just for you. Kids, teens, Generation Zers, millennials, baby boomers, anyone who wants to bring Hollywood to the classroom on a budget. As you know, every interaction you have with your favorite celebrity or fellow fandom friend is a very important learning opportunity that you can apply to your everyday life. So when it comes to educating yourself about the wonderful world of pop culture, TSR is committed to helping you make the grade. In fact, we are your first and coolest teacher. America is a fine and prosperous country that we're proud to call our own. Now, depending on your city government, owning a piece of an American landmark might seem like an impossible pipe dream. Which is why this Monopoly game is so here and so now. It's finance and social studies all wrapped up in one game. This modern makeover for today's would-be billionaires was purchased for $3.99. And if you want to become an American full billionaire, tell me you wouldn't be here for it. The thrift store Rundown's Place of Our Own continues right here, right now. If you can't believe it or not, this is actually my 5th Monopoly game I have purchased and reviewed for the channel to date. From Monopoly Empire to Monopoly Here and Now, I've come a long way from my initial hesitance about purchasing Monopoly games. I own 5 of them now, and this, for all intents and purposes, just might be the most patriotically and geographically diverse variation of the game yet. There have been several spin-offs of this very variation of the principal Monopoly game. The most recent one powered by BuzzFeed. Nothing against BuzzFeed, but that particular variation does not allow you the luxury of purchasing major American landmarks from major American metropolises. Among them, for instance, the Hollywood sign. Hello, bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Seriously, our forte. The Golden Gate Bridge, Las Vegas, Boulevard in all of its sinful glory, the Statue of Liberty, Walt Disney World, the Johnson Space Center, baseball stadiums, etc. We'll show you all the properties once we show you the game board. And again, nothing against BuzzFeed. Hello, I even bought one of their cookbooks. Tasty, latest and greatest, so a special sneak preview for you, a bargain bolo alert. You'll see that soon. This double-sided sheet tells you all about the development of this variation of Monopoly, and how major American cities rallied to get their local landmarks featured on the game board. Their popularity determined their spaces on the game board, as well as their individual values. By the way, the original Monopoly, as the back of this sheet explains, had properties centered all around Atlantic City, right here in Jersey, which is our preferred vacation spot for the spring and summertime, as it has been for the past few years. I'm contemplating returning to Atlantic City this summer. Oh, what fun videos will I have in store for you if I do make the return to Atlantic City? You'll have to wait and find out. This is the gameplay and instruction manual. I assume you know how to play Monopoly, right? Good. So hopefully this, unlike the other 4, won't take you 15 or 20 minutes to watch. This explains what's different from the principal game right here. Woo variations right over here. It also lists the contents. 8 tokens, 28 title deed cards, 60 chance and community chest cards, 1 pack of play money in multicolored increments. You'll see them. 32 houses, 12 hotels, and 2 dice. The tokens include a Motorola mobile phone, the Toyota Prius, a Starbucks coffee cup, a McDonald's French fries container with fries included, a New Balance running shoe, a Labradoodle, a jet airplane, and a laptop computer. Really, if we're going the brand name route, a Labradoodle, well, You can find any Labradoodle nowadays in adoption agencies, or you can just buy them. I'd rather adopt than shop. A jet airplane, maybe JetBlue, American Airlines, United. Okay, maybe not United. And a laptop computer, Dell, HP, maybe even Google Chrome. Although they didn't really have Google Chrome laptops for the time that this was released. Anyway, this explains all you need to know to play this particular game, as well as the game of Monopoly in general. One caveat for this particular copy of the game: one token is not accounted for, and that would be the Starbucks coffee cup. I don't drink coffee, but still, a missing token makes this game somewhat incomplete. Anyway, contained inside this box, we'll show you the game board last, is your money play packs, all in multicolored denominations. We're talking about tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, going all the way up to $5 million. From 10,000 to 5 million. You know this game pays big. We also have the community and chance cards, mostly accounted for here, and the property cards. So let's just show you one example. Community chess card. You file as a candidate for mayor. Not my job. How about a chance card right here? Advance to the nearest airport and pay the owner twice the rent to which he or she is entitled. If the airport is unowned, you may buy it from the bank. And that reminds me to tell you, this has 4 major airports in place of the original railroads from previous versions of the game. These are your property cards right here, or at least the back of them anyway, and your airport cards. John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York, Chicago's O'Hare Airport, LAX, Los Angeles International, and Hartsfield-Jackson International in Atlanta. These are your dice right over here, as well as your houses and your hotels. Also contained are 7 of the 8 tokens. Laptop computer, McDonald's French fries, your just generic jet airplane, your Toyota Prius, your Labradoodle, and your New Balance shoe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, one more. Where is it? Oh man, I could have sworn I had the other silver token in here. By the way, there's a sneaky amount of camouflage with these tokens. They're silver and they blend in with the silver houses here. Why is that? Oh well, but it is kind of oh, here it is. There's your Motorola mobile phone. Motorola, Mustatola. I'm just making up Italian names as I go along. That is pretty sneaky right there. Pretty easy to get lost because it's so small. But anyway, it's your money tray with all the money. The multicolored increments of money, the denominations. You're supposed to place them every which way, all in an orderly fashion. So, we showed you all the contents in here, well, almost all of them. There's just one thing left to show you. The specialty guard of this American extravaganza of lavish finance. The game board! Dun dun dun! Your chance card space is here, as well as your community chess card space. Put all cards in both spaces accordingly. So, let's take you around the game board. The properties which you have the opportunity to own are Times Square in New York, Fenway Park in Boston, the White House in Washington, D.C. Even if I was besties with President Biden or First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, I wouldn't want the White House. I don't want that kind of power, because no one man or one woman is bigger than the presidency. It's a mortal fear. Wrigley Field in Chicago, Las Vegas Boulevard in Sin City, the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, Hollywood Sign, Los Angeles, California, the French Quarter in New Orleans, Disney World in Orlando, Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, Hawaii. Oh, and by the way, Disney World and Disneyland fans, get excited. One of those 2 theme parks will be opening soon, April 30th. Camelback Mountain in Phoenix, Turning the boat around, Pioneer Square in Seattle, the Johnson Space Center in Houston, South Beach in Miami. How about that? Speaking of Miami, stay tuned, because we're going to Miami High School a little bit later in the series with Lele Pons, YouTuber and Viner extraordinaire. Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, the Red Rocks Amphitheater in Denver, Colorado. The Centennial Olympic Park in Atlanta. The Mall of America in Minneapolis. The Gateway Arch in St. Louis. The Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. Texas Stadium in Dallas, which is no longer in existence. And Jacobs Field in Cleveland, Ohio, home of the Cleveland Indians. So those are all the properties. The gameplay and instruction manual does not tell you each bit of info about the properties here. It assumes that you know a bit or two about some of the properties on your own. So, what would the Monopoly game be like if it were invented today? With 22 properties at stake, we asked this question to Monopoly fans from across the country. And based on millions of votes cast, we've given this classic game a truly modern makeover. Gone are the days of low rents and paltry fines. In the Monopoly Here and Now edition, the cost of living just increased 10,000-fold. And so could your fortune. So grab your laptop token and jet around the board getting ready to make your millions in this 21st century real estate market. The back lists all the tokens and shows you all of them detailed. We're missing the Starbucks coffee cup, but since I don't drink coffee, I guess I'm just gonna have to let that one slide. But their lunch items are pretty darn delicious, including the chicken breast caprese, the grilled chicken caprese sandwich, handheld. Oh, those are so good. I gotta get this, to be fair, 4.5 out of 5 claps. Despite a couple of things lacking from this, I have to say that this variation of Monopoly was definitely made by the people, for the people. And I believe that the overall awesomeness of the game itself has no chance of perishing from this earth for a long time to come. This class is now dismissed, but remember, if you missed any lessons in this series, be sure to check out my back-to-school playlist, Too Cool for School, which you can find through a link in the description. And be sure to subscribe and click the bell. And remember, when it comes to bringing Hollywood to the classroom on a budget, TSR is committed to helping you make the grade. That's why we are your first and coolest teacher. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on the flip side on A Place of Our Own.